Hello there. It's cold. Cold, cruel world. It's cozy. I don't know whose it is. I don't know where it came from.
Looks like it's mine.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Well, so what are we doing? This is going to be another late night. We're tired one, apparently.
We're making ATCs.
ATCs.
Do you know what an ATC is, Isley?
I don't know what an ATC. Okay, I do know.
Are you my daughter?
They don't know. Or they probably know. They might know. Let's tell them anyway.
ATC stands for Artist Trading Cards, and they're small pieces of art the size of a baseball card. These happen to be mixed media because that's what I do. Originally, all the rage was actual, literally trading cards. Like, people would create them and trade them. But artists like myself, we create them and we sell them. And they're technically supposed to use a different name when you sell them because you're not trading them. ACEO, I believe, is what art cards. I don't remember what it is. I just call them ATCs. This isn't actually completed yet because it still needs like the detail and outlining and stuff on it. I don't know if you remember, a while back we painted some paper and made the gift bags out of them. These are examples of the paper that I would paint while it's like sitting beside me while I'm working. And one thing I really like buying and doing this on, the painted paper thing, they're like old address books that I'll just have the book next to me while I work.
Yeah.
And then I can just flip through as I work, as I get one where I want it, turn to the next page. And this is sturdy enough paper that we can just cut our card out directly from this paper if we want, and then we've already got most of our background done. Okay, so stencil, that way you don't have to measure each one, you can just trace it. And then I have some
Pre-cut.
and then usually when I make the ATCs, I'm doing a whole bunch of them at once, and they're not meant to have a whole lot of depth and thought. They're just quick little pieces of art. And so rather than think of a phrase for each one, a lot of times when I'm not doing anything, I'll have some of my old books out, and I save these. I'll just cut out words or little clips from the text. There we are. Just like random things cut out, like whatever catches my eye in the book text, I'll cut out.
Deceptions, false beliefs, unfounded expectations.
That's one of my favorites.
What does that one say?
This one says, I wanted to know, but no one was offering to tell me. Do you want to pick out a background, or do you want to cut a background out, look through those maybe?
Maybe.
And these are just quick images that I've printed off at some point. There's books you can tear paper from. And there's a little bit of loose paper. I have these envelopes, have a little bit of writing on them. And the same old texture.
There actually looks like there's a couple of things I wouldn't have seen in the last video.
And at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, they'll have these papers that have like textures on them. Make really great patterns. This one's one of my favorites.
This is just
You can tell I've used it a lot. But you get a lot of use out of a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper.
like chicken wire and littler versions of the sequin waist. And this is another, well actually I don't think this is a mat, I think this is the stuff you put underneath mats. So
to keep the non-skid stuff.
Yeah, and that's like, it's weird to think that things like that could be pretty. That's a really pretty pattern.
It is.
So we get coffee?
Oh, please.
Ooh, I like that egg.
I have a disc that has like vintage ladies on it.
Oh, Mom. You know that loud noise ruckus we heard earlier that I was like, it sounds like they probably knocked over the wine bottle on top of the fridge? Apparently that's what happened. And since most of it spilled out, Blake refilled it with prune juice.
You're gonna be like oh, this is really good wine. They'll get like a pseudo drunk or a placebo effect.
Yeah.
And they'll be on the potty for a while. If you're a journaler,
You have to go left if you want
yeah,
to.
I'm starting to figure it out. Okay, if you journal, this is a really cool idea, and you don't have to be a painter. You could do the painted paper techniques without, just do them. You don't have to do it to save paint necessarily. This would be really good for the mixed media journal artist. They've got their book right here, and I just didn't do both sides because
you're...
I don't want to have to choose. I've also used the whole piece and made little bit larger pieces of art. Let go my ego. There's
I think
one
I want to
that's-
start on a pre-made one.
It does. You'll want to measure so you can get the side right. It'd be cool if there ended up being a little bit of that red trim, and there is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now you have to pick out people, and then if you want to add, with these you don't really need to do a whole lot of painting. Sometimes I'll add like little trees, and I won't be able to fit Oliver on the card. They should do pretty well. Just adding some paper. There's a little house and some ground. They always have to be grounded. You don't see my people floating too often. She doesn't need them anymore.
Oh, these were all people once.
Yes, they
Isn't
were.
that weird?
Yep.
I assume the phrase you liked wasn't, as a lawyer, it seemed that I would have.
No, let's film a couple hours of us working, and then we'll go in and talk over the top of it. Full of it.
Oh, burn. What? We're
So,
done.
what do we close with?
We're done.
Art.
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 Oh
Little
gosh.
pieces.
Don't try not to put your coffee on your art.
Or don't rinse your paintbrush out in your coffee.
Or drink your paintbrush water.
Or drink your paint water. Really quick, easy. You can either use an already painted background, or you can just paint your own background. You could use actually like scrapbook paper, the heavier cardstock
Yeah.
scrapbook paper that already has a design on it, and then just add your elements to it. They're awesome. People dig them. Strange one from my shirt. Must go away. There we go. It's making me crazy.
Little pieces of art.typepad.com. Yeah. Tune in every Sunday for other such lively craft things.
Very lively.
Lively every
I'm
time.
afraid that I'm the most boring of all your video cast things. Because, you know what? I've never stolen a potted plant.
thought I should show you the final product. It looks super bad with this webcam, but I am not about to do any real work and use a real camera. You can't tell that there's words here, it's book pages, and that's a book page. It says, "He likes me better than anyone else." And this is the doodle that I picked out of my notebook, and that's a little bird landing on his tongue. It looks a whole lot better in real life, I promise. And so that's my ATC. Mom's was really cool. It had a woman laying down. You saw where the house and the ground was. And it said, "Are you kidding me?" And her face looked like that was what she was actually saying. And that's all. Okay. Good times.